Hello and welcome to another OceanCast tutorial. Today we'll talk about how to install Elasticsearch on your DigitalOcean Droplet or really any other server for that matter. So you may be wondering to yourself, well, what is Elasticsearch, or why should I use it, and why do so many people use it? Those are all great questions. So Elasticsearch is a platform for distributed search and analysis of data in real time. It's popularly due to its ease of use, powerful features, and also its scalability. So what is Elasticsearch? Elasticsearch, it supports RESTful operations, which is really nice. Basically, it's API ready. So this means that you can use common HTTP methods such as get, post, put, delete, patch, etc. in combination with other or with an HTTP URI, which is like, for example, /collection/entry to manipulate your data. So this is very intuitive, RESTful approach, is both developer and user friendly, which is one of the main reasons why Elasticsearch is just so popular and famous. So Elasticsearch is free and open source software, and it has a great company behind it, which is Elastic.co, which is the site I'm on right now. So Elasticsearch, or this combination, is very great for suitable for anything from personal testing to big, large-scale corporation integration. So some prerequisites are a DigitalOcean Droplet or really any other server that you might have. And you also want to have a non-root sudo user. But for this tutorial, just to make it this simpler and easier, I completely eliminated the whole user, creating a new user. I'll just be creating the root account. It's best if you create another user and set that as sudoers. I have another tutorial on how to exactly do that. But that'd be great if you just take a look at that and then come back and finish this. So what all are we going to do today? So first thing we're going to do is install Java. The second thing we'll do is go ahead and install Elasticsearch. The third thing we'll do is configure Elasticsearch and take a look through the configuration files. We might not really change anything, but we'll play around with it in a little bit. And then really the next thing will just be testing Elasticsearch and doing a couple commands. So let's get started and install Java. So I went ahead and created a server already on DigitalOcean. I happen to have the IP address of this, and I have an email somewhere with my username and password of my Elasticsearch Droplet. So I have both of those right now. I'm going to go ahead and open up a new terminal window and connect to my server now. So I'm going to go ahead and SSH root at the IP address. I'm going to go ahead and copy the password to my clipboard. I'm going to type yes, I do want to continue connecting, and type in my password. And then type in the password once again once I'm logged in, and then set a new password. So with this new password typed in, I'm going to go ahead and actually do a couple things first. The first thing we have to do is update our server to like the latest updates that are out there for Ubuntu. And again, I'm using Ubuntu 14.04 in this video, but your mileage should not vary that much. So I'm going to do an apt-get install or apt-get update. And if you're not using the root account, make sure you put sudo in front of that so you can give yourself permissions to do so. Again, this can take some time depending on how out of date your server is, and mine's not too bad out of date. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and install the Java runtime environment, which is basically OpenJDK, onto our Ubuntu server so we can go ahead and actually use Elasticsearch, because Elasticsearch is built from Java. So let's go ahead and do so now. So sudo, if you're not using the root account, but if you're using the root account, you can just do apt-get install OpenJDK -7-JRE. Alright, so we'll go ahead and install all of this goodness, and then we'll continue from there. Actually, in the meantime, we can go ahead and go to elastic.co, and in their products, go to Elasticsearch, and let's go ahead and download this. So select the Debian package since we're on an Ubuntu platform. I'm going to go ahead and copy this link to our clipboard, so we can go ahead and access it from within our server. So it's still installing Elasticsearch, which is fine. I mean, it's not installing Elasticsearch, it's installing Java file. My bad. It should be done here really soon. Okay, almost. Okay. So the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is do a Java -version and make sure Java is actually installed, and we're using somewhat the most latest up-to-date version. So Java -version. My Java version is 1.7.0_95, so that's pretty good. So the next thing we want to do is go ahead and download and install Elasticsearch. So let's do an wget, and then the link we just copied to our clipboard. Let's go ahead and press enter, and it will go ahead and download that. So the next thing you do is actually unpackage that. So we're going to do a depackage, and again, sudo in front of it if you're not using the root account. Go ahead and depackage that, and that's depackage. So now, basically, Elasticsearch was installed in the /user/share/Elasticsearch directory, and it has configuration files in /etc/Elasticsearch, and its init script has been added in the /edc/init.d/Elasticsearch directory. So in order to make Elasticsearch start and stop automatically with the droplet as it's starting and stopping, we need to go ahead and add its init script to the default run levels with the following command. So update -rc.d Elasticsearch defaults. All right, so now we're good to go there. The next thing we want to do is take a look at the configuration of Elasticsearch and what exactly do we need to do. So if you remember a couple of seconds ago, I told you that the configuration files were in the etc/Elasticsearch directory. If we go ahead and list out this directory, we can see our configurations files. So I want to go ahead and start configuring Elasticsearch. So we're going to do a vi on Elasticsearch.yml, and let's go ahead and make this full screen. Okay, so we can go ahead and name our cluster if we want to, and we can also name our node. This really, we can go ahead and do this if we really want to, but it's not necessary for not using our actual, if we're not using this in an actual like production environment. This is just kind of like showing you how this works. So the cluster name, I'll just name Acadia. I'll name the node Wilderness, just for fun. And if you want to have a node rack, fine. I'll just name it R1. Okay, you can change all of this stuff if you want to, the paths, the memory. You can do all this if you want to. But one thing I am kind of gonna hone into is the network host. I'm going to change this to the IP address of my server just so it does not conflict with anything. And in a production environment, you will want to change this if you don't want people to have direct access to this. And I'm going to also uncomment this port, even though this is default, it's just best practice. And that's really about all we have to do in this file. So I'm going to go ahead and right quit this. And that's really about it. You can go ahead and edit the logging file if you think you want to do that. But other than that, we're good to go. Okay, so the next thing we want to go ahead and do is actually start up our Elasticsearch server. So we can go ahead and do a sudo service if you're not using root, but I'm using root, so I'm just going to do a service Elasticsearch start. And this will go ahead and actually start the Elasticsearch server. But we can go ahead and access this in our browser now, but it's probably best to unblock that port 9200, or just to make sure it's unblocked at least. So we can do a UFW and then allow and then 9200, and that will allow it through the firewall. So the next thing we can do is actually just go ahead and try viewing this in our browser. So we can go ahead and tab back over to Safari, and I happen to have this all ready to go. You'll want to make sure you have http:// in front of the IP address and port. So go ahead and press enter, and we should see we have our name, which is Wilderness, our cluster name is Acadia, and the version, build hash, timestamps, snapshot, and version of our Elasticsearch installation. So, and we also have the tagline. So this is really great. This basically means that we're somewhat already ready to go here. The next thing you'll want to do, if you want to, I'll just go ahead and show this that this is available. You can go back to your terminal and create a new window. And you can also curl this out too if you want to use the command line. So you can do curl-x get and then HTTP, your server IP address. So I'm actually just going to copy this right over. Don't want to get the HTTP. Hold on. just like so. You can press enter and it will go ahead and echo out that same exact thing as we displayed on the HTTP web side of things. Okay, so the next thing we can do is we can actually use Elasticsearch. Now you could use Postman if you think you really want to use Postman, and actually I think I will use Postman. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'll just use curl since I have this open. But you could use Postman if you wanted to go ahead and post it using with a GUI, but I'll just use command line. So we can go ahead and curl. We're going to actually post to the IP address or the URI, and then we're going to go ahead and do whatever we want to do. So I'll do /oceancast /hello world. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put at the end -d, and then I'm going to use the single quotes, and then inside of here is what the response I'm going to post is. I'm going to go ahead and post a message, and that message will say hello world. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's all we need to go ahead and post, and it is. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter, and we should go ahead and see an output, so we can see that _index is oceancast type hello world ID blah 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 blah. So basically it says it was successful. So now we can actually go view this in the browser. So let's copy this whole long string here, go over to the browser and paste that in. And oh, it looks like we do have an error here. So we have no feature allowed for name hello world. So no feature name hello world is allowed. But actually it's here. We just have to do one more step. /1 to get that response we just made. Oh, hey, wait, we didn't find it at all. So we have type hello world. We found is false, but it should have found that. Hello world ID. Oh, we need this. See, here we go. So we had that ID. I just forgot about the whole ID thing. So here is the index is oceancast, which is the name of the name of our cluster. We have the type hello world, which is the part right here at the end of the URL, right before the ID. And the ID is here, which was given to us in our curl response. We have a version 1, found true, and then source, and this basically is the message that you went ahead and put into it. Okay, so we're actually getting somewhere now. So really, that's all we really need to go over. I can actually go over a put real quick, so let's go ahead and do that. And this will basically update a response. So we can go ahead and do curl -x put, and our single quotes, go ahead and, oops, don't want to do that. Go ahead and copy this big long URL again. Okay. And then we want to go ahead and put our ID as well. And then we can go ahead and put -d, single quotes again. And then inside of this, we can go ahead and put our updated message. So message, it can be updated hello world. Okay, so you can go ahead and press enter, and it looks like it worked. So we can go ahead and tab back over and refresh this, and we can see we have a new message saying updated hello world. So everything went great, and basically that's all I'm going to go over in this tutorial. So we went ahead and successfully installed Elasticsearch on our server, and we also went ahead and configured Elasticsearch so we can go ahead and actually start using it. So that's it for today. If anybody has any questions, please go ahead and write a comment below. But if you liked this video, please like it. If you disliked it, please dislike it. And if you think that you have anything you'd like to talk about, put it in the comment section. And don't forget, please help share the word about our channel. So thank you, everybody. And that's it for today. And check back next time.